I lost my father just before my 60th birthday, and I took over looking after my mother as she was blind. She lived up in the Cotswolds. And I looked after her for about 10 years, during which time my husband Tony died of bowel cancer. And then my mum died, so I came back to Bath. I stayed with mum in the Cotswolds. I came back to Bath intending to work again, as I really enjoy my work and there's always a great need. But then I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and that's when my cancer journey began. So that was about 3 years ago. I was very fortunate because I had had my last regular mammogram and everything was normal, and I was told that I wouldn't be getting any further mammograms because they didn't send them out as normal after 70 years old. But very fortunately I did receive a request for an appointment, and they said that Bath was one of the few areas that had extended the age range to 73, and it was that they found out that I had breast cancer. So I had a lumpectomy, and they usually remove lymph nodes at the same time. And then after I had the operation, I felt quite fit and healthy. So I went off and did an art course for a week, and then you're meant to rest for a couple of months before you have your radiotherapy. And during that time, I found that quite difficult. I like to be active, and I was finding it quite frustrating, being limited to what I could do. And then the radiotherapy, I had a really bad time through the radiotherapy with lots of side effects. I woke up one morning, I couldn't see. I had terrible night sweats. I had a lot of pain. And so I did go to see the doctor about the chest pains because I wasn't sure if it was possibly the cancer. And he referred me for a chest x-ray. After having CT scan and x-ray, the respiratory consultant said that there was problems with my right lung, and I had to repeat the CT scan and the x-ray in September, and I've just had the results of that, which show there's what he calls spotting over my right lung, and the radiographer and the consultant would like me to have a bronchoscopy. But the last few weeks I've been able to drive, and I've lost a lot of the pain. I can walk better without so much pain. And my head felt clearer, and I just generally felt so much better and a little bit more normal. So I asked if I could put off the bronchoscopy so that I could have a time of just feeling normal. So he's done a deal with me. He took a load of blood tests, and if they all come back normal, they will prolong the bronchoscopy for 6 months. If not, I'll need to be investigated further. So having the session today with Sophie, I was very nervous about participating, but she made it feel all very normal and relaxed, and yes, I found it quite exhilarating really, and surprised myself.